So last night was the biggest upset in American politics, I think, ever. And I did not see that coming because I started drinking the Kool-Aid and I started relying on things like social media, mass media. I mean, we had this financial crisis in 2008, which was unseen by anybody. Well, that's because the information presented was faulty. And but over time, after that, for several years, it appeared like a lot of the established information was actually correct. But last night, I mean, Trump's election, it wasn't just like on a thin margin of electoral votes. It was a massive scale. He won so many states that weren't expected. And this really shows how inaccurate a lot of that information comes out that we get. Real polling isn't done, and there's a huge bias in the media about what's really going on. Because, I mean, he won state after state. I mean, he won Florida. He didn't even need Florida. He won Florida. So really, in 2008, when the crisis happened, a lot of us got on YouTube and saying that, yeah, this mainstream media is bogus, information is bogus. And then what happened is they appear to be on a winning streak, and then slowly you start drinking the Kool-Aid. But then after yesterday, it's like, yeah, these idiots, these pundits are idiots, these pollsters, the media, they're just spinning a story. And it appears that they totally didn't see how many Americans were fed up with the system, because the vote for Trump, really, it was a vote against the status quo. And Hillary was more of the same, and she's like the worst more of the same you could imagine. So yeah, that was like, and so the betting markets, like I was talking about, so the betting markets adjusted last night. So the betting markets had a huge favor for Hillary. And a lot of people who bet in the betting markets, they rely on the information around them, meaning they're relying on falsified mass media information. But once the election started, Trump's chance of winning went up quickly. I mean, he spiked and boom, went all the way to 95% in a very short period of time. Because once the polls started going, more information was being released, and people could see, wow, I mean, Trump, he was. If I think if the real polling had been done and real information was out there, I don't think the Trump win would be such a surprise. And of course, last night silver and gold went, they really spiked, but now they're back down and they're almost flat. It's almost like the election took the markets by surprise, and now the markets are kind of saying, okay, this is really isn't as extreme as we thought. I mean, the conventional wisdom is that Trump is a really extreme candidate, but consider that gold and silver are flat right now. I think that the markets don't think that he's really that extreme of a president, because if he really was, you'd see gold and silver going crazy and up or down, but they're doing neither. So that's my analysis there. And yeah, this election was, I mean, just so social media. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a lot of people who vote don't look at social media or care about social media. A lot of people who vote don't care about presidential debates. They don't care about these TV spots because the vote that won was that vote. I mean, when I go on social media, it seems like it's very, very strongly liberal. Like the social media was like 98%. To me, it felt like the social media was 98% pro-Hillary and like 2% pro-Trump. And it felt that like on open social media where you have like liberals and Democrats on there, they just bashed anybody who said anything positive about Trump. It was like they're like saying, oh, you're all, you hate women and you're racist. These whole, not talking about the issues, like attacking Trump the person, but not talking about like the issues about, American jobs going away, the real economic issues, the issues that for most of America were in a Great Depression. I mean, when you look at those states who voted for Trump, those are states that are feeling a Great Depression. The state that I'm in, like in Connecticut, right? A lot of that stimulus came our way. We got a lot of government, a lot of banking sectors here. So when the stimulus happened, a lot of money poured that way, and a lot of people in many sectors in the Northeast, they don't realize there's a Great Depression going on everywhere because they're getting the benefits of the stimulus. Same with like California. And the second part of it is with the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, and the middle class getting poorer. The places where wealth is concentrated, they're not feeling a depression either. In fact, they're making all-time profits. So you have people making all-time profits who are not seeing it, and you have places where the stimulus are going who are not seeing it, and it's almost like they're very dismissive and insulting the people who are working, who are having an effective pay decrease. I mean, for most people in America, if you factor in inflation and cutting of benefits, they're getting a pay cut, and they're not seeing any success in these 8 years of Obama. The media is trying to tell us 8 years of Obama success, but what reality is telling most people is disaster. Most people are getting more in debt. Most people are having their own economic crisis. And of course they're going to vote Trump. He's the protest vote. He's the, screw you to the system, because the system has been lopsided and unfair to many people. So, but I personally, in the area that I live, I've been exposed to this propaganda. And it's like propaganda, when you first see it, you don't believe it. And then it's like you get hit in the head with the hammer. Propaganda. So when I had done a video saying that the betting polls had said this, well, the betting polls were based upon the available information, but a lot of information out there was very biased and not interested in knowing what everybody thinks. And I do think that there was a concentrated effort to get Hillary elected in the media, and many, of course, the government wants to elect Hillary, right? So you have the government sector wants to elect Hillary, the banking sector wants to elect Hillary, the media wants to elect Hillary. So you have all these groups who want to elect Hillary, and you see a massive bias where they just completely insulted people who were for Trump, and it's like, and now it's like a witch hunt. It was like a witch hunt where someone says they support Trump and they get attacked, and Trump won, and he won a lot of states. So my impression is that things won't change as much as people think. In 2008, when was it, Hope and Change happened, there really wasn't any hope and change that happened. And right now, I don't think that much is going to change. Some things might change, but this is a huge, huge empire, and stuff doesn't change overnight. Or when it does, it's extreme. So yeah, I mean, after what happened last night, I mean, the idea that we could have huge, sudden moves in something suddenly is back on the table for me. I mean, remember when we had those huge moves in silver? I mean, that's back on the table, and it could happen without any of these, charts telling us, because the charts told us that Hillary was getting elected, and guess what happened? Trump got elected pretty decisively. So thanks for watching, and be well.